Welcome to Empowering the Next Generation podcast. I am Helen Veru. This podcast is dedicated to help anyone connected to preteens and teens to give them tools, empower and inspire teachers, high school senior leaders, and parents to build the future leaders of tomorrow. We discuss about controversial and relevant topics related to the world of education, the main problems you are facing, and solutions to help you navigate your journey. We want to make a positive change in education by bringing on experts that will give you a different perspective on how you can solve the hardship you are facing today. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Empowering the Next Generation podcast with me, Coach Helen. I am so grateful that you are listening to another episode today. And you know that we're here to ignite, develop leaders, and create meaningful connections in school communities. So welcome to the show today. And also, if you are an educator and you want to really step into getting paid for your expertise, I would encourage you to join my free community called From Educator to CEO, where I help you to shift your mindset and develop a CEO mindset. So thank you again for joining this episode. So today we have an amazing guest speaker. His name is Dr. David Martin. He's a professional speaker, an author. He's a mentor in Port Arthur, Texas. Native whose life was transformed through faith, purpose, and perseverance. He's also the creator of the PPT Formula, which is people, places, and thinking. And he empowers youth, educators, and communities to overcome challenges, make positive decisions, and unlock their God-given potential. So today we're going to talk about transforming your life with the power of people, places, and thinking. Hello, David. Dr. David, can you come on board?
Hey, how you doing, Coach? How you doing this morning?
Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with the audience. They want to really hear about you. I know that you have a great transformation, a great breakthrough, and I want us to dive into that story. So I know that your life is a powerful testimony of transformation through faith, purpose, and perseverance, as you said. So can you take us back to your early years and share how you became caught in the cycle of drugs and alcohol and what ultimately led you to your breakthrough?
Okay, well, like I said, my name is Dr. David Martin, and I'm from Port Arthur, Texas. And it's like in my neighborhood, it's like my friends, everyone, in school, the people I hung around with, they started, smoking marijuana. It was just a recreational drug. We were just having a little fun. But as time went on, like different drugs just started getting added into our party. It started off with marijuana and alcohol, but then we started drinking like a cough syrup, codeine with promethazine. We started drinking that. Then we started taking like pills like Xanax and Vicodins and Lorcets and all these different type of pain pills. And it's like whenever you have a purpose on your life, is someone trying to stop you from reaching that purpose. So it didn't stop there. Next thing I know, we was sniffing cocaine, we was smoking PCP, embalming fluid. I mean, and the list goes on and on with these drugs. And this went on for like 15 years of my life. Um, I even one day just at my friend's house, I was a part of a home invasion. Like guys came running with guns and ski masks, and I actually had a gun to my head. And the guy said, "If y'all don't give us the drugs or the money, I'm gonna shoot him first." And they was talking about me. And that was probably like my first encounter with God, though, because as I was laying there with a gun to my head, I just whispered, "Lord, help me." And whenever I'm telling you, Coach Helen, when I whisper that, it's like a peace came up in the house that I never experienced in my life. And then next thing I know, all I just could hear a lot of feet just running out the house. Now it was only three people that came. It was three guys with ski masks and guns. But I promise you, it sounded like I heard like 100 people running out that house when that took place. And it was in that moment that I realized that this wasn't for me. that I was born for a different type of purpose. Like I wasn't born to sell drugs, I wasn't born to do drugs and all that type of stuff. So basically, once I got caught up in that, I got back into the church, got introduced to the word of God, and then my whole life just transformed. And, here I am today on this podcast with you, and it's an honor to be here. I don't take these things lightly because I know if we had more time, I could talk about other situations that I almost died in. But, and I'm grateful to be here.
I love that, and I feel like there are people, even when you engage into helping young people as well, some young people can engage with your story because I
Yes,
guess you did that as well from a place maybe of hurt, of
yes,
abandonment. Like, I don't feel like people actually go through drugs because they want to. I feel it's a way to ease the pain, is a way to escape from reality. And
yeah,
maybe you had parents who were praying already for you, and that was what protected you from actually being protected from all of this. So I love that transformation of that breakthrough, that God really intervened in that situation. So why do you think it is so important to evaluate the people that surround you, and how do relationship really influence the direction of your life?
yes. Good question. Great question. Could be so. One of the reasons why I know that I got caught up in the drugs was because I was in a need, in a search for a father figure,
Mhm.
because my dad was selling drugs. So my dad wasn't really there for me. So it's the people that I surrounded myself with, because the people are the ones that's going to expose you to different things that's going on in this world. Like whenever I'm talking to students, I always like to remind them that they have a seed of greatness on the inside of them. But that seed needs water to grow, that seed needs to be in good ground to grow, and that seed needs sunlight to grow. So people are the water in your life because they're pouring into you. Either they're going to be pouring in bad things to you or they're going to be pouring in good things to you. So that's why you want good people that's going to like stretch you, if I could put it like that. Like push you into your greatness, like telling you, hey man, we're not doing drugs, we're not doing none of that. What we're gonna do, we're gonna open up these books, we're gonna study because I have purpose. So the people are very important in your life because, like I said, the people in my life, that was the ones that exposed me to the drugs and to the alcohol. And then when I changed those people, I got exposed to being able to publish books, to speak in schools. So it's a whole different group of people. Now, those people that I used to do drugs with, you know what? They still my friends. They still could call me because now they call me though and they asking for prayer. Now they calling me and they want me to talk to their kids. So I didn't throw them away. It's just that I got a different type of purpose on my life. So I can't hang with y'all at the barbecue today on the 4th of July. Cause y'all gonna be drinking and smoking. But y'all my brothers. I love y'all. If y'all need help, call me. But I can't hang around no more because I got too much to lose now.
Definitely. And seriously, like people really, as you were saying, are the water of your life. And I love that you had that mindset shift because you could have continued being in
Yeah.
that circle of friends and you could actually see your life not being the person that you are today. So I feel like anyone listening to you, they need to understand that it's came with a personal decision to
Yeah.
really move away from those people because at the end of the day it will have destroyed you and destroyed the calling over your life. And I feel as well that, can you talk a bit about more purpose, because I feel that people don't understand that they have a calling over their lives. So can you just share to people what is purpose to you, and how can people really enter into that phase of growing into their purpose?
Okay, and like so for me in purpose, like is so important. Like I like to call myself a purpose driven person. That I don't really want to do anything that's not towards the purpose that God has put, on my life. So with that being said, how I walked into my purpose One thing that I noticed about myself, even whenever I was doing drugs and all that type of stuff, I was like the life of the party. I was in front of everybody. I was always talking. I was always, and I used to always. I had a friend that it's like sometimes we'll be partying, and I'll just get to talking, and he'll be like, "Man, you're gonna be a preacher one day." He used to always say that about me, like, and then and look, if you fast forward, he used to say that in 2005. He would say those things. It's 2026, and sometimes I might be preaching Sunday morning.
Mm.
But it was the thing that I love to do. I could wake up at 3 in the morning and just start talking. I could just start encouraging. Like for my church, I speak on a prayer call that's at 5 in the morning every first Wednesday. And like so my church members sometimes be like, how do you wake up at 5 in the morning? You just got a word from God to speak to us. And I'm like, I love this. Like this is what I do easily. And because see, your purpose is so important because it's someone that needs you. It's a group of people that needed me, a group of students that needed to hear my testimony, needed to hear the pain. Like you said earlier, I believe the students can connect. And yeah, they could connect because I'm talking their language. And these are the people that I'm called to. Once you figure out the people that you're called to help, it's like that makes it even more easy because now I know that, you know, these people need me. So I'm coming to you every day. When I'm creating a book, I'm thinking about you because they need me. So, you know what I'm saying? Your purpose is
Yes,
always going to be connected to someone else that needs you. And then
I
now
love
you
that.
could serve those people, you know?
Yes, and I feel as well that your purpose evolve like in terms of your gifting, because
Yeah.
as you say, your gifting will always be there. Like you're a speaker, maybe an author. You already have those gifts inside of you, and now you evolve into maybe different audience. Maybe you will be speaking to bigger conferences, but it's
Yes.
still evolving into your who you are and the different gifts and strength that God has put inside of
Yes.
you. So I love that about the when you talk about people and embracing the right people for your life. So let's now talk about the importance of changing the places we go, because we talked about
Ooh.
the people, but now let's talk about the places. How can our environment really fuel our purpose, and what practical steps that can young people or adults take to create healthier environments?
It's like, so with the places, it was kind of simple for me to figure out like where I needed to go because I just kind of keep it simple with that. Are the places helping you go towards your purpose? Are the places you're going, are you learning something there? Or are you just having fun? Are you just, laughing? Now, I'm not saying don't go have fun because I love to laugh and things like that. But the places you go to, that's what's going to help you grow into because it's the environment. And one thing about the places that you have to go, you have to start off, you're going to start off going to places where you feel uncomfortable. Because for me in the beginning, one of the places that I had to go to, I had to go to the church because I needed to go somewhere that I can grow spiritually and build up my spirit, man. So then I could have the confidence to start going to different conferences, different seminars. Hey, how I found you. Like social media. Where you going on social media? Are you going to places where you could learn that's going to empower you? Or are you going to places that's talking about gossip and all this type of stuff? Because once you start, because I love talking about going to different places in social media because social media is so powerful and everybody's on it. And it's like once you start going to different places on social media that's empowering, like I meet awesome people like you.
Mm,
How else would have got on this podcast if I wasn't going to the right places to put me in position to meet you? And this
mm,
is all what place is going to do. It's going to put you in the right position to meet people that's a part of your purpose, the way that God designed it. But if you have a fear of going in different rooms and all this type of stuff, like, you got to go. You got to go. Go be uncomfortable, because once you get uncomfortable, now you're gonna be thrust into your purpose. I'm telling you, you got to go get uncomfortable.
I totally agree. And environment really, as you say, shapes your mind. And I feel like there was a saying that said that when you are the most intelligent person in the room, it means you need to change your circle.
That's
And
it.
I feel this is what is happening to you. You went to the church, and I feel like even purpose is connected to spirituality. From us, I feel we believe in Christ, and but
Right,
some people don't believe in Christ. And I feel like
right,
some people needs to tap into that higher power. I feel like
right.
for you to get elevated in life, you need to tap into spirituality. It's still your
Yeah,
purpose will never manifest if you are
right.
not in tune with your spirit. So obviously,
Yes,
once you tapped into your spiritual man and you really now feed it daily, this is what allows you to grow into the person you are becoming, because it comes from the spirit first, and then it and thrust itself into
yeah,
the seeing the visual world, into reality. So I love that you're talking about how people need to move beyond and their environments. So lastly, let's talk about your dedication for life to empower youth, educators, communities to discover their God-given potential. Okay,
yes.
so can you just talk about what is renewing our thinking? What is the key to creating a different future, and how can someone begin that process today?
And like, in order to do those things, you got to renew your mind. You got to take away that old mindset that, it's like a statement that a man of God made to me. He told me this, and this probably was in 2010. And he said, David, if you stay humble with a teachable spirit, you're gonna go far in life. And that always he didn't he told me a lot of things, but that statement right there took me to another level,
Mm,
because it's like having a teachable spirit. It's like you always got to be learning something. You know what I mean? Where
mm,
it's like I'm reading books, or I'm listening to books, self-development books. I'm listening to podcasts, like this, that, people are pouring out from their experiences. And it's something you're gonna always hear something that you didn't know, because a lot of people think they know everything. And that's why
mm.
they stay stuck. So they don't want to listen to nothing that's going to challenge their thinking. They don't want to listen to nothing that's going to, be, contrary of the way they was raised and stuff like that. And so I believe that's important for students to, read those self-help books. I believe it's important for students to have mentors to come in and speak to them, because like the words that they say is going to be something that's gonna like shift. It's gonna be something that's like against the way that they already think life should go. When I go mentor kids and I tell them certain things, and they'll be like, "Wow, David, I didn't look at it like that." And I'm like, "Nah, you gotta get around other people that already went that way.
Yes.
I already did. I already went that way that y'all going. I already was a senior in high school. So I know about the thoughts that you have as a senior in high school. And so now I could go in and I could give them an answer to something that they've been stressing and thinking about. So the one thing I would say though, you gotta like read books. You gotta go to different type of teachings. Like for me, my opinion, you gotta hear the word of God being taught. Those type of things renew your mind, and it just takes you to a whole nother level. I promise you, the man that I am in 2026, I wasn't this man in 2010. And it just came from renewing my mind. Once my thinking changed, oh man, that was it. It was no limitations to the things that I could do now. It's no limitations now. Until you unlock that part of your brain, you're always gonna be limited, and you're gonna be scared to do stuff because you're thinking not right.
I love that. When you talk about limitation, and this is the thing that I talk to educators as well. I feel that purpose is when you are reaching the highest level of your purpose is really to change nations. We need to go global and change nations. We are
Yes.
not called to just stay in one country. This is how
Yes.
you really are leaving a legacy for the world. And, as an educator, I really see that only educators focus on in the classroom. And sometimes they have a CEO mindset. They already have the skills, the leadership, the communication skills, everything to really move higher. But they only focus themselves on engaging inside the classroom. So my heart desire is to help them engage beyond the classroom. And that's what I'm doing in my life. I'm an educator, I'm a speaker, I'm an author. I do so many things that I want to encourage people listening to us to really break the limitations and really become whoever you are called to be, like go to a higher level. Because when you expand, and you were talking about the seed of greatness, when you have that seed inside of you, it
Yes.
doesn't just produce a tree, it produces a forest. And this is the kind of
Forest.
forest. So this is the kind of mindset we need to have,
Yes.
that mindset that really unleash all the greatness that we are called to be. And we need to be around people like you, like me, like other people that really encourage and challenge us to move forward past that those limiting beliefs. So what message would you last message, so what message would you share with someone who feels trapped, okay, by their past and beliefs, and believe that their future can never be different?
Yes. And for anybody that like made mistakes in the past, I'm here to tell you that that don't even mean nothing. Like, whatever you done in the past is your past. If we had enough time and I told y'all about everything that went on in my past, the mistakes that I made over and over and over for years, you some people would not believe, one, that I'm alive. They wouldn't believe, two, that I'm going into schools and in the prisons and I'm speaking now, because those things, it's like I always like to say, God will take a mess and make a message out of it. And that's exactly what your past is. You could take your past and then now you turn into a message that you go around the world to share with other people to get them free. I'm telling you, you use your past, you use those mistakes that you made, and you build on it, because I love to say that I don't take any losses in life. I only learn lessons. And so, and just look at your life like that mistake that I made, man, I'm gonna learn from that. One, I'm not gonna do it again. And then two, I'm gonna be transparent and I'm gonna go talk to other people about the mistake that I made, so then they don't make it. And if they do make it, I could even talk to them how to get out of it. That you don't have to stay in it. For a long time, I really was sitting back on my gift because I was thinking that I just done too much wrong in life,
Mm,
that nobody wanted to hear about me, nobody wanted to help me. I was just gonna, just always have this label as a bad person all my life. But let me tell you something, that God redeemed me. And so now, like I said, those mistakes that I made, those same mistakes that I made, are the keys that's unlocking doors for me to go in and help people. And just like y'all heard Coach say, it's not just for my community in Port Arthur, Texas. It's for me to go around to the nations and speak life and free people from my words and from my mistakes. So look, let me tell you something. Be happy that you made a mistake and you're still alive to talk about it, because
mm.
that's going to be the key. That mistake that you made is going to be the key. It's going to unlock so many doors for you because you've been there and you've done that. Yes. Oh, I love that. I love that.
I love it. I love it. And for everyone listening to us, I believe that even Dr. Martin, he wasn't a doctor, like, I don't know how many years ago. I feel like he focused on, he persevered. He was determined. He's patient. And I feel this is what unraveled the message that he is actually sharing with you, because he doesn't just think about microwave transformation, and it takes time. And I feel this is part of his vision. He's envisioning himself maybe 10 years from now, 6 years from now, but he knows where he's going. And because he knows where he's going, because he knows his purpose, he's walking towards that purpose. So he can say no to the wrong people, he can say no to the wrong environment, and he can renew his mind daily. So for anyone listening to us, I want to remind you that your past doesn't define your future. And Dr. Martin's story is a powerful example of that. Lasting transformation begins with the choices that you make, people. And it's so important that you surround yourself, as I said, with the right environment, the right people, and you embrace the thoughts, the new thoughts to allow you to shape your life. So I love that, Dr. Martin. I really, I want anyone listening to us, okay, this is the last thing I want to tell you, okay? When you change your people, when you change your places and your thinking, you change your future. So use Dr. Martin's example as an inspiration to really go and live your destiny, fulfill your destiny, and break the limitation of your life. So anyone listening to us, make sure that you join the free community. And thank you, Dr. Martin, for being part of the podcast.
No, it was an honor. Like, this is how I like to wake up in the morning and start my day by having meaningful purpose conversations that if someone's listening to it, it could help them.
Mm.
So I'm excited about like your next season, coach, like where you're going, because this is just the beginning. I believe that eyes have not seen and it haven't even entered in your heart the things that's going to take place with your podcast and your business. So keep doing what you're doing. And like I said, hey, I'm not hard to find. If anybody looking for me, they could go to my website, drdavidspeaks.com, and connect with me. I'm on social media. I talk back. I answer my own comments, and things like that. So nah, it was an honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And make sure that you like, comment, and share. I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to this episode, and make sure you connect with us on Instagram at The Case for Success. Check also my link tree and become an affiliate of the Success Guide for Teens Academy, a program that will empower your school community as a parent, teacher, and high school senior leader. Do not hesitate to reach out, comment, and share. Until then, see you in the next episodes.